Welcome to the other books. I'm Jonathan. Howdy, GR. Howdy, Lynn. You may know us from. Did Lynn lose us? She might have lost us. But today we are continuing. Okay, we're continuing on in the book of Jasher with chapters 28, 29, and 30. And that, how's everybody doing? How's your weather?
Beautiful.
A bit humid, but beautiful.
It's wonderful.
All right, let's go ahead and pray in, and then we'll get rolling. Heavenly Father, thank you very much for giving us this time to come together for fellowship and studying this wonderful book, Jasher, that's mentioned in the Bible. And we would just ask you to give us your guidance and discernment as we go over this translation and allow us to get the information that you need us to have. We're very grateful for that. We're also grateful for those that you have been healing and recovering from various issues, be it physical, spiritual, or economic. And, well, we're just, again, grateful for that. We would ask you to continue and let us be good ambassadors as we go out in the world for you. Thank you, Father. Bless you. In Jesus, Yeshua's name, amen. Okay. Got a banner there. And then we got to do this share screen there with that. And hit that. And then come back and hit this. There it is. Yay. Okay. Book of Jasher, chapter 28.
And in those days after the death of Abraham, and in that year, the Lord brought a heavy famine in the land. And whilst the famine was raging in the land of Canaan, Isaac rose up to go down to Egypt on account of the famine, as his father Abraham had done. And the Lord appeared that night to Isaac, and he said to him, "Do not go down to Egypt, but rise up and go to Gerar, to Abimelech, king of the Philistines, and remain there till the famine shall cease." And Isaac there a full year. And when Isaac came to Gerar, the people of the land saw that Rebekah, his wife, was of beautiful appearance. And the people of Gerar asked Isaac concerning his wife, and he said, "She is my sister." For he was afraid to say she was his wife, lest the people of the land should slay him on account of her. And the princes of Abimelech, neither did he attend to their words. But he heard them say that Isaac declared her to be his sister, so the king reserved this within himself. And when Isaac had remained 3 months in the land, Abimelech looked out at the window, and he saw, and behold, Isaac was sporting with Rebekah his wife. For Isaac dwelt in the outer house buildings to the king, so that the house of Isaac was opposite the house of the king. And the king said unto Isaac, "What is this thou hast done to us in saying of thy wife, she is my sister? How easily might one of the great men of the people have lain with her, and thou wouldst have brought guilt upon us." And Isaac said unto Abimelech, "Because I was afraid lest I die on account of my wife. Therefore I said, she is my sister." At that time Abimelech gave orders to all his princes and great men, and they took Isaac and Rebekah his wife, and brought them before the king. And the king commanded that they should dress them in princely garments, and make them ride through the streets of the city, and proclaim before them throughout the land, saying, "This is the man, and this is his wife. Whoever touches this man or his wife shall surely die." And Isaac returned with his wife to the king's house, and the Lord was with Isaac, and he continued to wax great and lacked nothing. And the Lord caused Isaac to find favor in the sight of Abimelech, and in the sight of all his subjects. And Abimelech acted well with Isaac's father and Abraham. And Abimelech said unto Isaac, "Behold, the whole earth is before thee. Dwell wherever it may seem good in thy sight, until thou shalt return to thy land." And Abimelech gave Isaac fields fields and vineyards and the best part of the land of Gerar to sow and reap and eat the fruits of the ground until the days of famine should have passed by. And Isaac sowed in that land and received 100-fold in the same year, and the Lord blessed him. And the man waxed great, and he had possessions of flocks and possessions of herds and great stores of servants. And when the days of the famine had passed away, the Lord appeared to Isaac and said unto him, Rise up, go forth from this place and return to thy land, to the land of Canaan. And Isaac rose up and returned to Hebron, which is in the land of Canaan, he and all belonging to him, as the Lord commanded him. And after this, Shelah, the son of Arphaxad, died in that year, which is in the 18th year of the lives of Jacob and Esau. And all the days that Shelah lived were 433 years, and he died. At that time, Isaac sent his younger son Jacob to the house of Shem and Eber, and he learned the instructions of the Lord. And Jacob remained in the house of Shem and Eber for 32 years. And Esau, his brother, did not go, for he was not willing to go. And he remained in his father's house in the land of Canaan. And Esau was continually hunting in the fields to bring home what he could get. So did Esau all the days. And Esau was a designing and deceitful man, one who hunted after the hearts of men and inveigled them. And Esau was a valiant man in the field. And in the course of time went as usual to hunt, and he came as far as the field of Seir, the same as Edom. And he remained in the land of Seir, hunting in the field 1 year and 4 months. And Esau saw that in the land, and Esau there saw in the land of Seir the daughter of a man of Canaan, and her name was Jehudith, the daughter of Beri, son of Epher, and the families of Heth, the son of Canaan. And Esau took her for a wife, and he came unto her. 40 years old was Esau when he took her, and he brought her to Hebron, the land of his father's dwelling place. And he dwelt there. And it came to pass in those days, in the 110th year of the life of Isaac, that is the 50th year of the life of Jacob, in that year died Shem, the son of Noah. Shem was 600 years old at his death. And when Shem died, Jacob returned to his father, to Hebron, which is in the land of Canaan. And in the 56th year of the life of Jacob, people came from Haran, and Rebekah was told concerning her brother Laban, the son of Bethuel. For the wife of Laban was barren in those days, and bare no children, and also of his handmaids bare none to him. And the Lord afterward remembered Adonai, the wife of Laban, and she conceived and bare twin daughters. And Laban called the name of his daughters the name of the elder Leah, and the name of the younger Rachel. And those people came and told these things to Rebekah, and Rebekah rejoiced greatly that the Lord had visited her brother, and that he had got children.
Book of Jasher, chapter 29. And Isaac, the son of Abraham, became old and advanced in days, and his eyes became heavy through age. They were dim and could not see. At that time Isaac called unto Esau his son, saying, Get, I pray thee, thy weapons, and thy quiver, and thy bow. Rise up, and go forth into the field, and get me some venison, and make me some savory meat, and bring it to me, that I may eat, in order that I may bless thee before my death, as I now have become old and gray-headed. And Esau did so. And he took his weapon and went forth into the field to hunt for venison, as usual, to bring to his father, as he had ordered him, so that he might bless him. And Rebekah heard all the words that Isaac had spoken to Esau. And she hastened and called her son Jacob, saying, Thus did thy father speak to thy brother Esau, and thus did I hear. Now, therefore, hasten thou, and make that which I shall tell thee. Rise up and go, I pray thee, to the flock, and fetch me 2 fine kids of the goats, and I will get savory meat for thy father, and thou shalt bring the savory meat, that he may eat before thy brother shall have come from the chase, in order that thy father may bless thee. And Jacob hastened and did as his mother had commanded him. And he made savory meat and brought it before his father, before Esau had come from his chase. And Isaac said unto Jacob, Who art thou, my son? And he said, I am thy firstborn, Esau. I have done as thou didst order me. Now, therefore, rise up, I pray thee, and eat of my hunt, in order that thy soul may bless me, as thou didst speak unto me. And Isaac rose up, and he ate and he drank, and his heart was comforted. And he blessed Jacob, and Jacob went away from his father. And as soon as Isaac had blessed Jacob and he had gone away from him, behold, Esau came from his hunt from the field, and he also made savory meat and brought it to his father to eat thereof and to bless him. And Isaac said unto Esau, and who was he that has taken venison and brought it me before thou camest, and whom I did bless? And Esau knew that his brother Jacob had done this, and the anger of Esau was kindled against his brother Jacob, that he had acted thus toward him. And Esau said, is he not rightly called Jacob? For he has supplanted me twice. He took away my birthright, and now he has taken away my blessing. And Esau wept greatly. And when Isaac heard the voice of his son Esau weeping, Isaac said unto Esau, what can I do, my son? Thy brother came with subtlety and took away thy blessing. And Esau hated his brother Jacob on account of the blessing that his father had given him. And his anger was greatly roused against him. And Jacob was very much afraid of his brother Esau, and he rose up and fled to the house of Eber, the son of Shem. And he concealed himself there on account of his brother. And Jacob was 63 years old when he went forth from the land of Canaan, from Hebron, and Jacob was concealed in Eber's house 14 years on account of his brother Esau, and he continued to learn the ways of the Lord and his commandments. And when Esau saw that Jacob had fled and escaped from him, and that Jacob had cunningly obtained the blessing, then Esau grieved exceedingly, and he was also vexed at his father and mother. And he also rose up and took his wife and went away from his father and mother to the land of Seir. And he dwelt there. And Esau saw there a woman from amongst the daughters of Heth, whose name was Basmath, the daughter of Elon the Hittite. And he took her for a wife in addition to his first wife. And Esau called her name Adah, saying, the blessing had in that time passed from him. And Esau dwelt in the land of Seir 6 months without seeing his father and mother. And afterward Esau took his wives and rose up and returned to the land of Canaan. And Esau placed his 2 wives in his father's house in Hebron. And the wives of Esau vexed and provoked Isaac and Rebekah with their works, for they walked not in the ways of the Lord, but served their fathers, gods of wood and stone, as their father had taught them. And they were more wicked than their father. And they went according to the evil desires of their hearts, and they sacrificed and burnt incense to the Baalim. And Isaac and Rebekah became weary of them. And Rebekah said, I am weary of my life because of the daughters of Heth. If Jacob take a wife of the daughters of Heth, such as these, which are of the daughters of the land, then what good then is life unto me? And in those days Adah, the wife of Esau, conceived and bare him a son. And Esau called the name of the son that was born unto him Eliphaz. And Esau was 65 years old when she bare him. And Ishmael, the son of Abraham, died in those days, in the 64th year of the life of Jacob. And all the days that Ishmael lived were 137 years, and he died. And when Isaac heard that Ishmael was dead, he mourned for him. And Isaac lamented over him many days. And at the end of 14 years of Jacob's residing in the house of Eber, Jacob desired to see his father and mother, and Jacob came to the house of his father and mother to Hebron. And Esau had in those days forgotten what Jacob had done to him, in having taken the blessing from him in those days. And when Esau saw Jacob coming to his father and mother, he remembered what Jacob had done to him. And he was greatly incensed against him, and he sought to slay him. And Isaac, the son of Abraham, was old and advanced in days. And Esau said, now my father's time is drawing nigh that he must die. And when he shall die, I will slay my brother Jacob. And this was told to Rebekah. And she hastened and sent and called for Jacob her son. And she said unto him, arise, go and flee to Haran to my brother Laban, and remain there for some time, until thy brother's anger be turned from thee, and then shalt thou come back. And Isaac called unto Jacob and said unto him, take not a wife from the daughters of Canaan, for thus did our father Abraham command us according to the word of the Lord, which he commanded him, saying, unto thy seed will I give this land, and if thy children keep my covenant that I have made with thee, then will I also perform to thy children that which I have spoken unto thee, and I will not forsake them. Now therefore, my son, hearken to my voice, to all that I shall command thee, and refrain from taking a wife from amongst the daughters of Canaan. Arise, go to Haran, to the house of Bethuel, thy mother's father, and take unto thee a wife from there, from the daughters of Laban thy mother's brother. Therefore take heed lest thou shouldst forget the Lord thy God and all his ways in the land to which thou goest. And thou shouldst get connected with the people of the land and pursue vanity and forsake the Lord thy God. But when thou comest to the land, serve there the Lord. Do not turn to the right or to the left from the way which I commanded thee, and which thou didst learn. And may the Almighty God grant thee favor in the sight of the people of the earth, that thou mayest take there a wife according to thy choice, one who is good and upright in the ways of the Lord. And may God give unto thee thy seed and thy seed the blessing of thy father Abraham, and make thee fruitful and multiply thee. And mayest thou become a multitude of people in the land whither thou goest. And may God cause thee to return to this land, the land of thy father's dwelling, with children and with great riches, with joy and with pleasure. And Isaac finished commanding Jacob, and blessed him, and he gave him many gifts, together with silver and gold. And he sent him away. And Jacob hearkened to his father and mother, and he kissed them, and arose and went to Padan Aram. And Jacob was 77 years old when he went out from the land of Canaan, from Beersheba. And when Jacob went away to go to Haran, Esau called unto his son Eliphaz, and secretly spoke unto him, saying, Now hasten, take thy sword in thy hand, and pursue Jacob, and pass before him in the road, and lurk for him, and slay him with thy sword in one of the mountains, and take all belonging to him, and come back. And Eliphaz the son of Esau was an active man, an expert with the bow, as his father had taught him. And he was a noted hunter in the field, and a valiant man. And Eliphaz did as his father had commanded him, and Eliphaz was at that time 13 years old. And Eliphaz rose up and went and took 10 of his mother's brothers with him, and pursued Jacob. And he closely followed Jacob, and he lurked for him in the border of the land of Canaan, opposite the city of Shechem. And Jacob saw Eliphaz and his men pursuing him. And Jacob stood still in the place in which he was going, in order to know what this was for he did not know the thing. And Eliphaz drew his sword, and he went on advancing, and he and his men toward Jacob. And Jacob said unto them, What is to do with you that you have come hither? And what meaneth it that you pursue with your swords? And Eliphaz came near to Jacob, and he answered and said unto him, Thus did my father command me, and now therefore I will not deviate from the orders which my father gave me. And when Jacob saw that Esau had spoken to Eliphaz to employ force, Jacob then approached and supplicated Eliphaz and his men, saying to him, Behold, all that I have, in which my father and mother gave unto me, that thou take unto thee, and go from me, and do not slay me, and may this thing be accounted unto thee a righteousness. And the Lord caused Jacob to find favor in the sight of Eliphaz the son of Esau and his men, and they hearkened to the voice of Jacob, and they did not put him to death. And Eliphaz and his men took all belonging to Jacob, with the silver and gold that he had brought with him from Beersheba. They left him nothing. And Eliphaz and his men went away from him, and they returned to Esau to Beersheba. And they told him all that had occurred to them with Jacob, and they gave him all that they had taken from Jacob. And Esau was indignant at Eliphaz his son, and at his men that were with him, because they had not put Jacob to death. And they answered and said unto Esau, Because Jacob supplicated us in this matter not to slay him, our pity was excited toward him, and we took all belonging to him, and brought it unto thee. And Esau took all the silver and gold which Eliphaz had taken from Jacob, and he put them by in his house. At that time, when Esau saw that Isaac had blessed Jacob, and had commanded him, saying, Thou shalt not take a wife from amongst the daughters of Canaan, and that the daughters of Canaan were bad in the sight of Isaac and Rebekah, then he went to the house of Ishmael his uncle, and in addition to his older wives, he took Machloth, the daughter of Ishmael, the sister of Nebaioth, for a wife.
Chapter 30. And Jacob went forth, continuing his road to Haran, and he came as far as Mount Moriah. And he tarried there all night near the city of Luz. And the Lord appeared there unto Jacob on that night. And he said unto him, I am the Lord God of Abraham, and the God of Isaac thy father. The land upon which thou liest I will give unto thee and thy seed. And behold, I am with thee, and will keep thee wherever thou goest. And I will multiply thy seed as the stars of heaven, and I will cause all thine enemies to fall before thee. And when they shall make war with thee, they shall not prevail over thee. And I will bring thee again unto this land with joy, with children, and with great riches. And Jacob awoke from his sleep, and he rejoiced greatly at the vision which he had seen. And he called the name of that place Bethel. And Jacob rose up from that place quite rejoiced. And when he walked, his feet felt light to him for joy. And he went from there to the land of the children of the east. And he returned to Haran, and he sat by the shepherd's well. And he there found some men going from Haran to feed their flocks, and Jacob made inquiries of them. And they said, We are from Haran. And he said unto them, Do you know Laban, the son of Nahor? And they said, We know him, and behold, his daughter Rachel is coming along to feed her father's flock. Whilst he was yet speaking with them, Rachel, the daughter of Laban, came to feed her father's sheep, for she was a shepherdess. And when Jacob saw Rachel, the daughter of Laban, his mother's brother, he ran and kissed her, and lifted up his voice and wept. And Jacob told Rachel that he was the son of Rebekah, her father's sister. And Rachel ran and told her father, and Jacob continued to cry because he had nothing with him to bring to the house of Laban. And when Laban heard that his sister's son Jacob had come, he went and kissed him and embraced him, and brought him into the house, and gave him bread, and he ate. And Jacob related to Laban what his brother Esau had done to him, and what his son Eliphaz had done to him in the road. And Jacob resided in Laban's house for 1 month, and Jacob ate and drank in the house of Laban. And afterwards Laban said unto Jacob, Tell me, what shall be thy wages? For how canst thou serve me for naught? And Laban had no sons, but only daughters, and his other wives and handmaids were still barren in those days. And these are the names of Laban's daughters, which his wife Adinah had borne unto him. The name of the elder was Leah, and the name of the younger was Rachel. And Leah was tender-eyed, but Rachel was beautiful and well-favored, and Jacob loved her. And Jacob said unto Laban, I will serve thee 7 years for Rachel thy younger daughter. And Laban consented to this, and Jacob served Laban 7 years for his daughter Rachel. And in the 2nd year of Jacob's dwelling in Haran, that is, in the 79th year of the life of Jacob, in that year died Eber the son of Shem. He was 464 years old at his death. And when Jacob heard that Eber was dead, he grieved exceedingly, and he lamented and mourned over him many days. And in the 3rd year of Jacob's dwelling in Haran, Bosmath, the daughter of Ishmael, the wife of Esau, bare unto him a son, and Esau called his name Ruel. And in the 4th year of Jacob's residence in the house of Laban, the Lord visited Laban and remembered him on account of Jacob. And sons were born unto him, and his firstborn was Beor, his second was Alib, and the third was Harash. And the Lord gave Laban riches and honor, sons and daughters, and the man increased greatly on account of Jacob. And Jacob in those days served Laban in all manner of work, in the house and in the field. And the blessing of the Lord was in all that belonged to Laban in the house and in the field. And in the 5th year died Yehudith, the daughter of Beri, the wife of Esau, in the land of Canaan, and she had no sons, but daughters only. And in these are the names of her daughters, which she bare to Esau. The name of the elder was Marzit, and the name of the younger was Huit. And when Yehudith died, Esau rose up and went to Seir to hunt in the field, as usual. And Esau dwelt in the land of Seir for a long time. And in the 6th year, Esau took for a wife, in addition to his other wives, Alibama, the daughter of Zebion the Hivite, and Esau brought her to the land of Canaan. And Alibama conceived and bare unto Esau 3 sons, Yesh, Yaalan, and Korah. And in those days in the land of Canaan, there was a quarrel between the herdsmen of Esau and the herdsmen of the inhabitants of the land of Canaan. For Esau's cattle and goods were too abundant for him to remain in the land of Canaan, in his father's house, and in the land of Canaan could not bear him on account of his cattle. And when Esau saw that his quarreling increased with the inhabitants of the land of Canaan, he rose up and took his wives and his sons and his daughters and all belonging to him, and the cattle which he possessed, and all his property that he had acquired in the land of Canaan. And he went away from the inhabitants of the land to the land of Seir, and Esau and all belonging to him dwelt in the land of Seir. But from time to time Esau would go and see his father and mother in the land of Canaan, and Esau intermarried with the Horites, and he gave his daughters to the sons of Seir the Horite. And he gave his elder daughter, Marzit, to Anah, the son of Zebion, his wife's brother. And Puth he gave to Azar, the son of Bilhan, the Horite, and Esau dwelt in the mountain, he and his children, and they were fruitful and multiplied.
All righty. That was quite a lot. So let's go back to chapter 30, or 27, I mean. 28. 28 is what I mean. Okay. Yeah, 28. Okay, so as we left off last week, we see here Isaac doing the same thing, right, that Abraham did. No, it's my sister. They'll kill me if they think she's my wife.
Isn't that interesting? They'll kill me if they think she's my wife, but yet they were aware enough of sin to take another man's wife.
It's wrong.
Yeah.
Is that something they spoke over themselves till it got to the point where David did that? Where David kills a man so he can have his wife? Murders.
But don't you think that's kind of a, I don't know, kind of like speaking out of both sides of the mouth type thing? They don't want to sin to take a man's wife, but yet they'll kill a man to take away a man's wife?
Yeah, but do we have any evidence that they ever killed anybody to take their wife? It kind of sounds like a paranoia thing to me. You know how we have those private conversations in our head?
I talk to myself all the time.
Right.
And that's not just in my head.
Well,
I do it. I'll speak it.
I can't believe that she did that. I'm going to go to her and I'm going to say this, but then she'll say that. And then I'm going to say this. And then that's going to make her mad and she's going to do this. See, I think that's what was going on. They created these scenarios in their head.
And sometimes the conversation doesn't go that way at all.
No, it doesn't. It rarely does. I've never seen it go that way. Maybe once or twice, but not often. That's for certain. So then he gets a whole bunch of gold and silver. He's like, boy, Dad had the get rich easy scheme going. No, I don't think that's what it is at all. I think that it was all to glory God, to show that all that he got was not by his own hand. It was from Yah working through other people. That's my opinion. Your mileage may vary.
Well, plus he'd probably heard of the story, growing up.
Yeah.
So,
And rolled his eyes. That story again. We've all heard that story a million times, Dad.
mhm.
Yep. They're going to get to the point where you're like, boy, I wish Dad was telling the story still. Okay. So here we get into the very interesting, and there's not much detail actually in Jacob's stealing the blessing of Esau. In this, there seems to be more in canonized scripture about it in Genesis.
Mhm.
So, but what we do get is Esau's reactions to all this, which is fine. I'm going to run away and go marry locals. I'll show you. He's what, 30? How much at this time? At this time?
40,
Yeah.
39, 40.
So yeah, he's fairly well up there to be acting like that, in my opinion. 40 years old.
Okay, now was this the chapter where he's asked to get the venison?
I think so.
I don't know what she was seasoning it with, but goat doesn't taste anything like venison.
Is this? Actually, it's the next chapter, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, 29.
Let's go to 29. So I've seen it theorized that Isaac and Rebekah conspired this in order, because if Esau is going to squander his birthright and give it up for a bowl of porridge, a bowl of lentils, then wouldn't he do that with his blessing as well?
Mhm.
And in this, we do have Jacob was obedient to these strange commands that his mom gave to him.
Yeah, and she had been advised by Abraham.
And we're also supposed to believe that Isaac was so dumb he couldn't tell the difference between fresh goat skins, the touch of fresh goat skins compared to Esau.
Or goat meat from venison.
Or goat meat from venison. Yeah, what kind of MSG were they using?
I realize, okay, it's okay. A lot of it, okay, certain meats do have, specific flavors. But by using spices, you can kind of change the flavor to where it tastes like what you're used to the other meat tasting like. Like those of us that gave up pork, you can spice up turkey or other things to make it suffice for like biscuits and gravy using turkey, ground turkey. Okay.
The secret I found is smoked salt.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That is a real feeling.
That's what people are addicted to with the bacon.
That and yeah, it's. Mm,
Okay, so what is this in verse 10? Esau saying, "Is he not rightly called Jacob? For he has supplanted me twice. He took away my birthright." So he's not accepting any responsibility for his actions in that.
Mhm.
It's victimhood. And don't we kind of see that now with Esau's descendants
Mhm.
being eternal victims?
Yeah.
We're victims of everything forever. Everyone's against us.
that and the Canaanite.
Yeah. I had an instructor once talking about political turmoil in a certain area. And he was saying, when someone kept saying, which ones? And he said, both of them. I tell you, those people deserve each other. And it was just kind of funny. Yeah. All right. So, yep. Jacob, according to this, runs and goes and spends time with who? When he runs away?
Laban. Oh.
Well, before Laban. He runs.
Eber, the son of Shem.
Yep. And hangs out there. And then, kind of funny because apparently Eliphaz, after Esau tells him to go kill Jacob, Eliphaz is like, well, it seems totally reasonable for us to just take the gold and silver. And then we didn't have to kill him. So can you imagine how upset that made Esau? Right? You left him alive.
That guy, he had a murderous heart.
Well, apparently, according to this, I mean, he killed Nimrod and Nimrod's hunting buddies, which is why he gave up his birthright.
I know. Okay, for little soup, and I'll tell you what, some little soup is really almost to die for.
Whose?
It's really good, but yeah, it was prophesied that a descendant of Abraham would slay Nimrod. He was fulfilling prophecy.
But did he know he was?
A lot of times they don't think people realize that
Right.
they are fulfilling something.
This is true. Well, let's go to 30 then. So here, well, after chapter 29, right, Esau picks up a couple of other wives, or gets a couple of wives, that Jacob goes to get a wife from his mother's family. And we have the beginning of what's going on. And do we get an age for Rachel here? Does it say? I don't think it says here. If it does, I missed it. But I think the main thing that this is getting to is that Esau, we're still on Esau, saw that it made his parents happy, that he went and took a wife from his kinfolk. So what's he do? He goes and takes a wife from the rejected son, from Isaac, the one that was sent away. I'm sorry, not from Isaac, from Ishmael. Not Isaac. Come on, correct me. You're here. Are you even listening? That he goes and marries.
I'm writing notes.
Marries the daughter of Ishmael, which it's kind of the same thing, isn't it? I mean, it is in theory, but halfway.
Okay. Well, the fact that he was marrying a daughter from Ishmael, that sets up a more proper line and Yahweh respecting bloodline, which Job comes from. So, and he was highly venerated. Okay.
According to the book of Job, yes.
And also from the Testament of Job. There's far more information on him in that really is amazing.
Check it out. Is that at Sacred Texts?
I think you can find it there. I have a copy of it, it's a hard copy, so I don't know where online to find it, but it probably is there.
I would have to look. I have not yet researched it. So that, anyways.
It's a good one, Jonathan.
We do get that Jacob agrees to work 7 years for Rachel.
Mm-hmm.
And we also have that Eber passes away. He's 464 years old.
That's old.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty old. Do you think that people were shrinking the whole time that they were aging back then?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if you're like that old, you're looking like Yoda, kind of.
My sister used to tell me that I look like Yoda.
I don't think so.
And that she said my personality was like him too.
Oh.
Hey, that's better than be compared to, what is it, Roseanne Barr?
Well, yeah. Well, it's interesting too. We learn here that Laban gets increase because Jacob's with him. Right? This is very similar also to Potiphar being increased with Joseph under him, and also Pharaoh being increased with Joseph under him. But then it contrasts that with Esau, who is taking from those that are around him. Right? The quarrel between the herdsmen of Esau and the herdsmen of the inhabitants of the land of Canaan. So finally he packs up and moves to
There.
And isn't that where the strange creatures come out in Jubilees?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay. So we'll get to that when we cover Jubilees. But
Because it mentions Anah in here. We had that come up. I don't. Was that in the chapter I read or one that you read?
there we have the daughter Marseth to Anah,
Okay.
29. And Puith.
Huey.
Uh-huh.
in French. Huey. I'm like,
I haven't taken that. Okay. So anything else jumping out at you
yeah.
in any of these? Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Back in 2024, okay,
Okay.
notice that if then stipulations, just like we've seen in when Yahweh was talking about his instructions and commandments. If you do this, then I will do that. If then statement. If thy children keep my covenant that I have made with thee, then will I also perform to thy children that which I have spoken unto thee, and I will not forsake them. Conditional statement.
It's all conditional.
Mm-hmm.
People do not want to admit that, though. But what can you do? What can you do? Okay. Well, thank you very much for reading, GR and Lynn. Thanks for the input. Very appreciated. And everybody, don't forget, there's going to be a bit of a vacation on these. And also, word redo. Word redo. Okay. That, because I have to travel for a bit. So, anyways, everybody, thank you much.
Anyway.
Bless you all and love you all. Talk to you soon. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Bye.